Let's master American English pronunciation with speech mapping. Hi, I'm Rebecca, speech therapist, author, and global educator. Let's get into it. Here's a typical way to end a conversation in American English. I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
And we'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
So I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later, thanks.
Talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
First, let's listen to the intonation and stress of the phrase. Intonation is the music of the words being spoken. Find the stressed words and the pattern of music of intonation.
I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later.
Do you hear that the words talk and later receive the stress? Do you hear how the music or the intonation falls after the final stressed word?
I'll talk to you later.
That's a falling intonation pattern and indicates confidence. Since this is a single phrase, those words are linked together with no pause. You can treat them as though they're kind of like one word.
I'll talk to you later.
The words I and will are often contracted in speech to I'll.
I'll talk to you later.
For some speakers, the I'll is dropped entirely and you'll hear talk to you later. When transitioning from the L in I'll to the T in talk, the tongue tip is in the same location. So the release of the L with a quick plosive stop at the alveolar ridge on the roof of the mouth creates the T transition. There's no pause between the sounds. Talk.
I'll talk to you later.
The K sound is unreleased as it transitions to the T sound, T. So this means that there's no puff of air that's released from the K. Instead, the release is delayed until that T occurs in the word to.
I'll talk to you later.
The I in I'll is reduced with a more neutral vowel.
I'll talk to you later.
This means that the tongue stays in the middle of the mouth because it's unstressed. That neutrality exists. The L pronunciation in I'll is a dark L pronunciation. This means that more of the body of the tongue is higher toward the roof of the mouth. Typically, the tongue tip, along with a third of the remaining front of the tongue, is also making contact with the palate. It results in a more throaty quality to the L, since that rest of the tongue is higher and it's more tense as a result. Compare I'll versus ul.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
The T in talk is an aspirated T. This means that the air is pushed out with a little puff of air.
I'll talk to you later.
This happens to T at the beginning of stressed syllables. The American English T is pronounced with the tongue tip very close to the upper front teeth rather than farther behind or near that alveolar ridge or that bumpy place on the roof of your mouth. The A in talk involves an open, relaxed lip position.
I'll talk to you later.
Feel how your lips are really relaxed as you say talk. And the L is silent.
I'll talk to you later.
The word to is not stressed in this phrase, so it's reduced to help bring out the stress in other stressed words.
Talk to you later. Talk to you later. Talk to you later.
This happens when consonants following the word to, the Y is a consonant in IPA, or the International Phonetic Alphabet. Therefore, to is pronounced with a reduced schwa or vowel. It will sound like ta.
Talk to you later.
U is very often reduced to ya in more casual conversational speech. Let's listen.
Talk to you later.
The T in the word later is actually pronounced as a lingual flap T, so it will sound more like a D, later, instead of later.
Talk to you later.
This lingual flap T occurs when a T is surrounded by vowels or R's and it's unstressed. The R in later is fully pronounced with that curled tongue tip and bunched back in the mouth.
Talk to you later.
Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common, very casual way of ending a conversation.
Talk to you later. Talk to you later. Talk to you later.
Now, let's look at another very common way to end a conversation in American English. It was great talking to you.
It was great talking to you.
It was great talking to you.
It was great talking with you.
It's great talking to you.
Well, it was great talking to you.
You too.
Yeah, it was great talking to you.
Great talking to you.
Well, it was great talking to you.
It was great talking to you.
And it was great talking to you, man.
It was great talking to you.
You too, bro.
It was great talking to you both.
First, let's listen to the intonation and the stress of the phrase. Listen for the high peaks and the musical pattern.
It was great talking to you. It was great talking to you. It was great talking to you.
Do you hear that the words great and talking receive the stress? Take a listen again.
It was great talking to you.
Do you hear how the music or intonation falls after the final stressed syllable?
It was great talking to you.
That is a falling intonation pattern and indicates a statement or expresses confidence or certainty. Since this is a single phrase, those words are linked together with no pause. You can treat them as though they're one little word strung together.
It was great talking to you.
It was great talking to you.
It links to was with a glottal stop T. This is a stop in the glottis instead of a true T pronounced with the tongue tip. The result is a sound more like it was it.
It was great talking to you.
Well, it was great talking to you.
Some speakers even drop the word it entirely. Let's listen.
Great talking to you.
It was great talking with you.
It's great talking to you.
The Z or voiced Z sound in was links to great, creating an almost zgreat pronunciation.
It was great talking with you.
It's great talking to you.
Since the word great and talking end and begin in the same sound, the T is only pronounced one time. The first T may also be pronounced as a glottal T, which is that stopping in the glottis, and released in the aspirated T in the word talking. Let's listen.
It was great talking with you.
It was great talking to you.
Well, it was great talking to you.
The schwa sound in the reduced form of to, as it links to the word you, can sound very similar to dropping the vowel altogether. Let's listen.
It was great talking to you.
Well, it was great talking to you.
The I in the word it is pronounced as I, with a lower tongue position than E. E. Pull the middle of your tongue down from that E position, eat, to get this sound. It.
Well, it was great talking to you.
The A in was is pronounced as an sound.
Well, it was great talking to you.
The L is silent in the word talking. Also, the ing in talking can be pronounced as in with the tongue tip or ing, depending on your formality. The N or in is generally used for extremely casual conversations and is pronounced with an N, a nasal sound, with the tip of your tongue against the alveolar ridge. Here are some examples of the reduction of ing to in.
Well, it was great talking to you.
You too.
And it was great talking to you, man. Talking to you, man. Talking to you, man.
The ing, on the other hand, is a sound that's pronounced with the back of the tongue touching the back of the soft palate. The ing is also a nasal sound where the air is constricted at the back of the tongue or the mouth, forcing air out the nose. So hear the difference between n and Here are some examples of the ing sound.
It was great talking with you.
Well, it was great talking to you.
For those speakers who used that in for talking, the to turned to a flap T or a duh, and even deleted as it's a sort of NT blend.
Well, it was great talking to you.
You too.
But for those who used the ing in the word talking, the T in to remained a true T.
Well, it was great talking to you.
U is fully pronounced as it's the final word in the phrase. So no reduction of ya occurs.
It was great talking to you.
Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common, casual way of ending a conversation.
It was great talking to you. It was great talking to you. It was great talking to you.
Before we get to the next one, I just want to add that if you want to speak English clearly and feel really confident when you're speaking, then get the results that over 11,000 students have achieved with the best-selling course in English pronunciation. Go to proactivepronunciation.com and go to the video course tab. And I promise you, it's a course like you've never seen before. There's nothing like it. Let's look at another common ending in conversation. Thank you for your time.
Steve, thank you for your time and insight.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
Thank you for your time today, guys.
All right.
Doctor, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time and your feedback.
Bro, thank you for your time today.
Dr. Ross, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for making the time for us today. It was great talking to you both.
Let's listen to the intonation and stress of this conversation ending. Listen for the high peaks of stress and the musical pattern.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today. Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today. Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
Do you hear that the words Mr., thank, and time receive the stress?
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
These are the syllables that are stretched out longer and used with emphasis, using a higher pitch. Do you hear how the other words, though, are rushed through and de-emphasized?
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
Do you hear how the music or intonation falls after the final stressed word?
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
All the words in this phrase are linked together with no pause.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
The D in I'd links to like, resulting in like.
I'd like to thank you for your time today.
There's no release of the tongue tip for D to L. What actually occurs is that the sides of the tongue, which were high or occluding and closing the air for the D sound, then lowered to allow the air out laterally through the sides to produce the lateral glide L sound. The tongue tip stays in the same place. This is far more efficient than D, L, dl, dl.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
The K sound in like is usually released in English. However, since there's another plosive stop consonant right next to it, the K is unreleased. Like-ta, like-ta.
I'd like to thank you for your time today.
The K in thank links to you to sound like Q.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
The M in time links to today, resulting in time today, time today.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
The S in president is pronounced as a Z sound with voice added, not an S.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
The I in president is pronounced as a schwa. President.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
The T in the final NT blend was deleted in the word president, resulting in president.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
I and would contracts, so that would is only pronounced as a quick D. I'd.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
The word to reduces to ta when it's unstressed and followed by a consonant. To thank.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
Thank includes the back nasal sound closure followed by a K sound, rather than an NK sound as many people expect. Nk versus nk.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for your time today.
This is an anticipatory process. It makes speaking more efficient. We can get a nasal sound using the back of a tongue, which is closer to the back of the tongue for the K sound. It saves time. So it's not thank, but thank. The vowel in the word for is reduced, so it sounds more like fur.
Thank you for your time today.
The vowel in the word your is also reduced, so it sounds more like your.
Thank you for your time today.
The vowel in to in the word today is reduced to a schwa, since it's unstressed and in an unstressed syllable. You see a pattern here? So it sounds more like today rather than today.
Thank you for your time today.
Practice for yourself to get natural and fluent with this very common casual way of ending a conversation.
Thank you for your time today. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for your time today.
Here's another typical way to end a conversation in American English. I'll see you later.
All right, later.
See you later, Tom Brady.
See you later.
Hey, see you later.
See you later.
See you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
See you later.
Later. See you later.
See you later. See you later. Bye.
See you later.
See you later. See you later. See you later.
There are 3 formality levels in this phrase, the most formal being, I will see you later, or the use of the contraction I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
There's a typical conversational use where the I'll is dropped altogether.
See you later.
And lastly, there's a very casual version of just later.
Later.
Let's listen to the intonation and stress of the speaker. Listen for the highest peaks in pitch in the music. That's the stressed syllable.
I'll see you later. I'll see you later. I'll see you later.
Do you hear that peak stress on the words see and later? Specifically, the syllable lay.
I'll see you later.
The greater the pitch rise and fall, the more energy the speaker is expressing. A flat intonation shows less interest, as in this example.
See you later.
Whereas a super high to low pitch variation shows a lot more energy and interest, like in this example.
Hey, see you later.
Do you hear how the music or intonation falls after the peak syllable stress in later? That's a falling intonation pattern, and it indicates confidence. The I in I'll is reduced to an O.
I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
The L pronunciation in I'll is a dark L pronunciation. This means that more of the body of the tongue is higher towards the roof of the mouth or the palate. Typically, the tongue tip, along with the front 1/3 of the tongue, is making contact with the palate, and it results in a more throaty quality, darker L. Rather than
Yeah, I'll see you later.
U is reduced to ya when it's unstressed. Let's listen.
See you later.
See you later.
See you later.
The T in later is pronounced as a lingual flap T, which sounds a lot like a really quick D sound, rather than a true aspirated or fully released T. This happens when a T is surrounded by vowels or R's when it's unstressed, similar to words like water and party. Let's listen.
I'll see you later.
The R in American English is a rhotic R, and it'll be pronounced in all the word positions. To create a rhotic R, your tongue tip should curl back slightly, creating a bowl shape on your tongue. The tongue tip does not touch the roof or the palate of your mouth at all. Now, the middle of your tongue will not be touching the roof either, but the sides of your tongue are quite high and tight against the roof of your palate or upper molars on the sides. Let's hear the sound.
I'll see you later.
Practice for yourself to get really natural with this common and simple ending of a conversation.
See you later. See you later. See you later.
Let's look at another very common way to end a conversation in American English. See you and bye. With simple farewells, you will typically hear multiple phrases used together. You may even hear up to 4 farewell phrases. First, let's listen to the intonation and stress of the speaker.
Say it bye. Say it bye. Say it bye.
Do you hear the peaks on the words see and bye? That's the stress. The stress creates a rhythmic pattern. Do you hear how the music or intonation falls after the final peak?
Say it bye.
That's a falling intonation pattern. The E sound in C slides to the next word U, creating a link. E.
Say it bye.
The U is often reduced to ya rather than a full form U when it's not stressed. Let's listen.
Say it bye.
Bye has a diphthong vowel, meaning there are actually 2 vowels being pronounced here. I, in quick succession. Compare ba with bai. Let's listen to the diphthong in bye.
Say it bye.
Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common and simple way of ending a conversation.
Say it bye. Say it bye. Say it bye.
Let's look at one of the most common informal ways of saying goodbye in American English. Take care.
Take care and take care.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care, guys.
First, let's listen to the intonation and stress of this phrase. Listen for the highest peaks in pitch, like the music notes. Those are the stressed words.
Take care. Take care. Take care.
Do you hear that the words take and care receive pretty much the same stress?
Take care.
This is not very common in English, but with shorter statements, it definitely does occur. Do you hear how the music or the intonation falls after the final stressed word?
Take care.
That's a falling intonation pattern. This indicates a statement or a command. Since the words in take and care are one phrase, these words are linked together with no pause. You can treat them as though they're one word.
Take care.
Since take ends in a k sound and care starts in the same k sound, to link them together, they become one single pronunciation rather than 2 k sounds. So take care becomes take care. Let's listen.
Take care.
The T in take is an aspirated T. This means that the air is pushed out, kind of like a tiny sound.
Take care.
Aspirated T occurs at the beginning of stressed syllables. The American English T is pronounced with the tongue tip very close to the upper front teeth, rather than farther kind of behind near that alveolar ridge or that bump on the roof of your mouth. Let's listen.
Take care.
In American English, every R is pronounced with that rhotic, curled tongue position. This is a vocalic air. Feel the bowl shape on your tongue for the R in air.
Take care.
Practice for yourself to get natural and fluent with this common and simple way of ending a conversation.
Take care. Take care. Take care.
Before we get on to the next greeting, just take a moment to click that like button for me. I work really hard to share what I know and create lessons that make a difference. And my only payment is your like click. So if you could do that for me, I would be very grateful. Thank you.
And like.
Now let's look at another very common way to end a conversation in American English. Have a good one. Let's listen to the intonation and stress of the phrase.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Hope you guys have a good one.
Have a good one.
You have a good one.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Hope you have a good one.
Have a good one, everyone. Have a good one.
Do you hear how the words have and good receive the stress?
Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good one.
Do you hear how the music or intonation falls after the final stressed word?
Have a good one.
That's a falling intonation pattern indicating a statement. Since the words are one phrase, those words are linked together with no pause whatsoever, treating them just like they're one word.
Have a good one.
The V in have links to A to sound similar to v.
Have a good one.
The D in good is unreleased, meaning that the tongue tip doesn't actually release from the alveolar ridge until the W oo, is already pronounced. The D links to the W word in one to sound more like dwan.
Have a good one.
The A is unstressed and followed by a consonant, so it's reduced to be pronounced with a quick schwa or sound.
Have a good one.
The vowel in good is an upsilon vowel rather than oo, or that oo pronunciation that's often confused with. The upsilon vowel is pronounced with a more relaxed lip position than oo, and the tongue and the jaw are in a more neutral position as well. It's kind of like a lazy pronunciation of oo. Good, good.
Have a good one.
The first sound in the word one is pronounced with a full lip rounding, kind of like that W sound. Ooh. Feel how the lips are pulled forward and away from the teeth to avoid sounding like a V. V. Ooh. Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common and casual way of ending a conversation.
Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good one.
Next, let's look at another very common, more formal way to end a conversation in American English. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Let's listen to the high peaks of stress and the musical pattern.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Greg. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Do you hear the words thank and pleasure receive the stress? Specifically, the first syllable, ple.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
These are the syllables that are stretched out longer and used with emphasis, using a higher pitch. Do you hear how the other words are rushed through and de-emphasized? Take a listen again.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Do you hear how the music or intonation falls after the final stressed syllable?
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
That's a falling intonation pattern, and it indicates confidence and certainty. Linking the K or K in thank to you sounds a lot like Q.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
The CH in much links to it to sound like chit.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
The Z in was links to the A to sound like Z.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
All of the words flow seamlessly into one another. Let's listen.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
The TH in thank involves the tongue tip creating friction against the top front teeth. So this does involve air and blowing. Let's listen.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
The NK in thank is pronounced as an plus a K sound after it.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
The letter Y in very is pronounced as an E sound. The common issue with non-native English speakers is to use a more neutral resulting in vere versus very. If this is you, pull the middle of your tongue right up to the roof of the mouth for E. Very. The I in it is, on the other hand, pronounced with a lower pronunciation than E. A common issue for ESL speakers is to substitute E, or that high tongue position, for the I words. Pull the middle of your tongue down to a more neutral position for in the word it. Compare eat and it. They should sound very different.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
The T in it is pronounced as a glottal T, meaning rather than releasing the T with the tip of the tongue and a stop or air release, it's actually held in the glottis and released on the next sound, was, or the W. So it will sound more like it was.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
The A in A is pronounced as a quick schwa because it's unstressed and a consonant follows it.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
The S in pleasure is pronounced as zh.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
The symbol for zh is this. It's a very uncommon sound in American English, but it's heard in words like measure, beige, and massage. The sound is produced very similar to the SH sound, sh, only there's a voicing or vibration to the vocal folds. You can actually feel the vibration on your throat. Zh. The letters URE are pronounced here as as seen in similar words like sure, leisure, closure, and treasure.
It was a pleasure.
Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common way of ending a conversation.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Now let's look at another very common conversation ender in American English. Take it easy. Let's listen to the intonation and stress of this conversation ending. Listen for the high peaks of stress and the musical pattern.
Take it easy. Bye. Take it easy. Bye. Take it easy. Bye.
Do you hear the stress on take and easy stressed more than the rest?
Take it easy. Bye.
The ease syllable in easy is stretched out longer and used with emphasis, using a higher pitch. Take a listen.
Take it easy. Bye.
Do you hear how the music or intonation falls after the final stressed syllable? A falling intonation pattern? You get the point.
Take it easy. Bye.
Linking. Notice how all the words in the phrase are linked together with no pause.
Take it easy. Bye.
The K in take is pronounced as an unreleased K stop as it transitions to it to sound more like kit.
Take it easy. Bye.
The T in it is pronounced as a lingual flap T, meaning rather than releasing the T with a tip of the tongue and a stop of released air, it's pronounced similar to a quick D sound.
Take it easy. Bye.
The reason this occurs is because the voiced quality of the vowels around that voiceless T, they bleed into the T, creating a voiced T, which is the same as a D. So it results in DZ. The T in take is a true aspirated T, releasing air as the tip of the tongue releases from just behind the front top teeth.
Take it easy. Bye.
The I in it is pronounced as that low sound. Pull the middle of your tongue down to avoid eat. The S in easy is actually pronounced as a Z here. So instead of easy, it's voiced. Feel the vibration on your throat as you add your voice for Z, easy.
Take it easy. Bye.
The Y in easy is pronounced as E. Many ESL speakers substitute an I sound here. So be careful to pull the middle of your tongue up to the palate to create E.
Take it easy. Bye.
Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common and casual way of ending a conversation.
Take it easy. Bye. Take it easy. Bye. Take it easy. Bye.
Next, let's look at the most common conversation ender in American English. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. This is often the final farewell used after first having informed your conversation partner that the conversation is ending. It's not uncommon to hear 3 or even 4 farewell phrases strung together.
Take care. See you.
Bye. Let's listen to the intonation and stress of this word. Listen for the musical pattern and how it differs depending on the speaker and the mood or emotion. Do you hear how the music or intonation rises, then falls on the single syllable? Bye. Bye. In one-syllable words, there tends to be a wave-like up and down intonation pattern. The common solemn or serious speakers represent the mood with a flat intonation. For example,
bye. Say bye.
Bye.
The high energy, bubbly, and enthusiastic speakers represent the mood with a high variation in pitch of their intonation. For example, bye. The vowel in bye is actually a diphthong, so two vowels are strung together and linked. I. Bye. Many ESL speakers struggle with diphthongs, leaving out that final tail sound, and in this case, the tail sound of this diphthong is E. Listen for the I in this word. Bye. Bye. Now, let's listen to another common conversation ender in American English. Good seeing you. Let's listen to the intonation and stress of this conversation ending.
I'll talk to you later.
Good seeing you.
Great to see you, Ron.
Listen for the high peaks of stress and the musical pattern.
Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Good seeing you.
Do you hear how the words good and seeing are stressed more than you? The word seeing is stressed on the C, and the ing is quickly rushed through.
Good seeing you.
Do you hear how the music or the intonation falls after the final stressed syllable?
Good seeing you.
That's a falling intonation and expresses confidence and certainty. Notice that all the words in this phrase are linked together. There's no pause.
Good seeing you.
The D in good is not released with the tongue, but instead it links to the S in seeing to sound like seeing, seeing.
Good seeing you.
The NG in seeing links to you to sound like new, new.
Good seeing you.
The vowel in good is an upsilon. This is the symbol in IPA. This sound is produced with a really relaxed lip position and a lower neutral tongue position than oo. Good, good.
Good seeing you.
The NG in seeing is pronounced with the back of the tongue contacting the soft palate. Rather than n.
Good seeing you.
The word you is the last word in the phrase, so it's not reduced to ya in this case.
Good seeing you.
Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common and casual way of ending a conversation.
Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Good seeing you.
Now, let's look at another common conversation ender in American English. I'll catch you later.
I'll catch you later.
I'll catch you later.
Later, Allie.
We'll catch you later.
I'll catch you later.
Okay, I'll catch you later then.
See ya.
See ya.
Have an amazing day. Catch you later.
Catch you later.
Bye-bye now, and we'll catch you later.
Let's listen to the intonation and the stress of this conversation ending.
I'll catch you later. I'll catch you later. I'll catch you later.
Do you hear the words catch and later receive the stress, specifically the first syllable in lay for later?
I'll catch you later.
Do you hear how the music or intonation falls after the final stressed syllable? It's a falling intonation pattern and it indicates confidence and certainty.
I'll catch you later.
And notice how all the words in this phrase are linked together with no pause.
I'll catch you later.
In speech, any chance to contract words together is taken for the sake of speeding up the utterance. So I and will is contracted to I'll.
I'll catch you later.
The I in I'll is reduced to an O.
I'll catch you later.
And the L in I'll links to catch to sound like will catch.
I'll catch you later.
The L in I'll is a dark L rather than a clear L. To explain the difference, a clear L is pronounced with the tongue tip pressing and contacting the alveolar ridge, kind of close to that upper front teeth area. The middle of the tongue is really relaxed and often low. And this typically occurs in situations where it's before a vowel or the onset of a stressed syllable, as in words like, let, and believe. A dark L is pronounced with a farther back portion of the tongue touching the alveolar ridge, resulting in a more flat and overall higher tongue position. And it's a more throaty sound as a result of that tension on the tongue. So this sound typically occurs after vowels and in syllabic L words like ball, while, and little, the second L. Let's take a listen.
I'll catch you later.
The CH in catch links to you to sound like cha.
I'll catch you later.
The word you, since it is unstressed, gets reduced, and that's why it sounds like a neutralized vowel. Ya.
I'll catch you later.
But even in more reduced forms, the word you can sound like just the schwa sound. Ah. The result is that catch you can sound like catcha.
We'll catch you later. We'll catch you later. We'll catch you later.
The T in later is pronounced as a lingual flap T, meaning rather than released like a T sound with the tip of the tongue and a release of stopped air, it's voiced. Since there are vowels all around the T in front and behind, and it's an unstressed syllable, it will sound more like a D. Later. Let's listen.
I'll catch you later.
The R in American English is always fully pronounced. So if you struggle with R, pulling the tip of your tongue back and creating a bowl shape with your tongue can help many people elicit this sound. But be mindful that the tip of the tongue doesn't touch the palate or the roof of the mouth. Later.
I'll catch you later.
Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common and casual way of ending a conversation.
I'll catch you later. I'll catch you later. I'll catch you later.
Now let's look at another very common conversation ending in American English. I'll talk to you soon.
And I will talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you soon.
See, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you soon then.
Let's listen to the intonation and stress of this conversation ending, listening for the high peaks of stress and the musical pattern.
I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you soon.
Do you hear that the words talk and soon receive the stress?
I'll talk to you soon.
These are the words where the syllables are stretched out and longer and used with emphasis with a higher pitch. The other words are rushed through and de-emphasized. Take a listen.
I'll talk to you soon.
Do you hear how the music or intonation falls after the final stressed word?
I'll talk to you soon.
The falling intonation occurs on a one-syllable word, which means that there will be this high to low intonation pattern on the word soon. The greater the high to low pitch variation, the greater interest or energy or emotion. It's usually a cheerful mood.
And I will talk to you soon.
And a serious tone is expressed with a flat intonation.
I'll talk to you soon.
So if your goal is to sound very cheery, then that singing element of intonation variability is something that you'll want to keep in mind. Notice how all the words in the phrase are linked together with no pause.
I will talk to you soon.
Depending on the level of formality, there are actually 3 different variations of this phrase. The very formal will be, I will talk to you soon.
And I will talk to you soon.
The typical is, I'll talk to you soon, with a contraction.
I'll talk to you soon.
And then there's informal, talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
The K in talk is usually released in English. However, since there is another plosive stop consonant right next, the release is delayed for the T in talk-ta.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you soon then.
The L sound in I'll is pronounced as a dark L. The L in talk is silent, just as in the words would, could, and should, or walk, for example.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you soon then.
2 reduces to ta when it's unstressed and followed by a consonant.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you soon then. And I will talk to you soon.
U reduces to ya when it's unstressed.
And I will talk to you soon.
Practice for yourself to get really fluent and confident with this very common way of ending a conversation.
I will talk to you soon. I will talk to you soon. I will talk to you soon.
Now let's look at another very common conversation ender in American English. I should get going.
I should get going.
I should get going.
I should get going.
Listen for the high peak stress and the music pattern.
I should get going. I should get going. I should get going.
Do you hear that very, very subtle stress on the word I and going?
I should get going.
The words are slightly stretched out longer and used with emphasis with the pitch. The other words should and get are rushed through. Take a listen.
I should get going.
Notice how all the words in this phrase are linked together with no pause.
I should get going.
The D in should is not released since there is another stop consonant right next in the word get. So instead of a should get, you'll hear should get. Should get.
I should get going.
And the L in should is silent.
I should get going.
The upsilon vowel in should is pronounced as with that relaxed lip position rather than the oo sound. Notice the difference. Should, should.
I should get going.
The T in get is pronounced as a glottal T, meaning that rather than releasing that T with the tongue tip and a stop of air release, it's held in the glottis and released in the next sound, the G in going. So it'll sound more like get going, get going.
I should get going. I should get going. I should get going.
The nasal NG sound in going is produced with the back of the tongue rather than an N with the tip of the tongue. The G is not pronounced. That NG is a completely individual sound.
I should get going.
Practice for yourself to get really fluent and comfortable with this very typical ending in conversation.
I should get going. I should get going. I should get going.
Now let's look at another very common transition to end a conversation in American English. I don't want to keep you for too long.
I don't want to keep you.
I don't want to keep you too long.
I don't want to keep you guys any longer than you have to be.
Well, I don't want to keep you away.
I don't want to keep you guys here all day.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
Listen for the high peaks of stress and the musical pattern.
I don't want to keep you for too long. I don't want to keep you for too long. I don't want to keep you for too long.
Do you hear that stress on the word keep and to?
I don't want to keep you for too long.
The words are slightly stretched out longer and used with emphasis. Do you hear how the music or the intonation falls through the statement? Let's listen.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
Notice how all the words in this phrase are linked together with no pause.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
Want and to are reduced to wanna.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
Now, this is a typical reduction contraction in both formal and informal conversations. The P in keep is linked to you, resulting in pew.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
The T in an NT blend, don't, is deleted. Don't.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
The T in the NT blend, want, is deleted, and as the to is reduced to ta, the result is wanna.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
You reduces to ya when it's unstressed.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
The vowel in the word for is reduced, so it sounds more like fur.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
The O in long is produced as ah, with an open, relaxed lip position rather than the spelling of O. So instead of it long, we produce as ah, long.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
The nasal NG sound in long is produced with that back of the tongue rather than an N and a G. The G is not pronounced. This is an entirely different sound.
I don't want to keep you for too long.
There is an IPA symbol for this sound. IPA meaning the International Phonetic Alphabet. Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common way to end a conversation.
I don't want to keep you for too long. I don't want to keep you for too long. I don't want to keep you for too long.
Now let's look at another very common conversation ending in American English. I've gotta run.
I gotta run.
I've gotta run.
I think we gotta run.
I gotta run.
I gotta run.
I gotta run.
I gotta run. I'm already late for my thing, but I'm having fun.
Listen for the stress and the intonation pattern.
I've gotta run. I've gotta run. I've gotta run.
Do you hear that the stress on the words I and run stand out?
I've gotta run.
The words are slightly stretched out longer and they're used with emphasis with a very slight higher pitch. Do you hear how the music or that intonation falls throughout the statement and all the words in the phrase are linked together with no pause? Let's listen.
I've gotta run.
I and have is contracted as I've.
I've gotta run.
I've gotta. But in a very informal conversation, the VE, I've, is also deleted, resulting in I gotta.
I gotta run.
I gotta run. I gotta run.
The T in the got and to is going through a few processes. First, since there are two T's, they'll be reduced to one. Next, since the T is now surrounded by vowels, it becomes a lingual flap T, which sounds very much like a D. So the word to is reduced to duh.
I gotta run.
I gotta run.
So all those processes together result in gotta. Practice to get really natural at this common conversation ending.
I've gotta run. I've gotta run. I've gotta run.
Now let's look at another very common English ending in American English. I'll let you get back to work.
I'll let you get back to work.
I'll let you get back to work. I'll let you get back to work.
I'll let you get back to work.
I'll let you get back to work.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
Listen for the high peaks of stress and the musical pattern.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work. Okay, I'll let you get back to work. Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
Do you hear the stress on the words let, back, and work?
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
The words are slightly stretched out longer, used with emphasis and a higher pitch. Do you hear how the music or intonation falls at the end of the word work?
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
And all the words in this phrase are linked together with no pause. Let's listen.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
I and will are contracted to form I'll.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
And since I'll and let end and begin in the same sound, the L, it will only be pronounced one time.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
The K or K in back is unreleased as it transitions to the next stop consonant T in to. This means there's not released between the two sounds. Back to, instead of back to.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
The T in let is pronounced as a glottal T here, meaning rather than releasing the T with the tip of the tongue and a stop of air release, it's held in the glottis and released on the next sound, the Y in U. The Y is considered a consonant sound. The IPA symbol for a Y is this. So let you becomes let ya. Let ya.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
The word you is reduced to ya in unstressed words.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
The T in get is pronounced as a glottal T. It's held in the glottis and released on the next sound, back. Get back.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
The word to is reduced to when unstressed.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
The K in work is released as it's the final sound and it's not linked to any following consonants.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common way to end a conversation.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work. Okay, I'll let you get back to work. Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
Next, let's look at another common conversation ender in American English. I'll see you around.
We'll see you around.
See you around.
I'll see you around. I'll see you around the boards.
See you at the show.
I'll see you around.
Listen for the high peaks of stress and the musical pattern.
I'll see you around. I'll see you around. I'll see you around.
Do you hear the stress on the words see and round? These words are slightly stretched out and longer and used with a bit more emphasis and higher pitch. Do you hear how the music or the intonation falls at the end of the word round? For some speakers, this indicates confidence.
I'll see you around.
And others have a lingering kind of flat, slightly upward intonation.
See you around. See you around. See you around.
This indicates that the speaker is expressing unsureness or a lack of confidence of this statement. Notice how all the words in the phrase are linked together with no pause.
I'll see you around.
I and will are contracted to I'll.
I'll see you around.
Yeah. And since the I in I'll is unstressed, the vowel actually reduces to a more quick and neutral pronunciation, sounding a lot more like a schwa, ol.
I'll see you around.
The L is linked to the word see, resulting in we'll see. We'll see.
I'll see you around.
The word around is reduced further to round in some instances, as well, indicating a more informal way of speaking. It will sound more like see around.
I'll see you around.
The word you is reduced to ya in unstressed words.
I'll see you around.
The OU in round is a diphthong vowel. It means that there are two vowels together. We have the a, then the u in quick succession. This is difficult for many non-native ESL speakers, and it results in dropping that oo portion. The pronunciation of this sound, we have to add that oo in, ow, sound, or mouse, or found, for example.
You around, you around, you around.
Practice for yourself to get really natural and fluent with this common way to end a conversation.
I'll see you around. I'll see you around. I'll see you around.
So why do this speech mapping exercise? There are a few really good reasons. They're great reasons, actually. You'll understand fast native English speech so much better. You'll enjoy movies and videos because it kind of reduces your need to use English subtitles. It'll improve your fluency and naturalness and speed when speaking English, and it'll help you to speak English with more confidence. I would recommend rewatching this video a few times and actually doing these speech mapping exercises frequently. You'll soon be able to mimic these elements as you review them over and over again, these elements of the American English accent that not a lot of people talk about. If you want to learn all of the secrets of the American English accent, you can get them all from the secrets in my book on Amazon, or my audiobook on Audible, or my best-selling course on my website, proactivepronunciation.com. And if you want to learn more about the pronunciation secrets for free here with me, then watch this video, because I share insights that I bet you've never heard before. I'll see you there.